Okay, now we're going to be looking at how we can use some alternating bass notes to make some really interesting sounds as well. This is really great for songwriting, and again, you can use it in all kinds of different places. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a D chord, and just to make it sound a little more interesting, I'm making it into a D sus2 chord by taking my middle finger off the guitar. And the other reason I'm doing that is because I want some consistency in the sound as the chords change. I want some of that chord quality to stay the same. So if I leave that finger off that first string, I can leave it open the entire time, and it again adds some congruency to all of these chord changes. So basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to go from this D sus2, and then I'm going to head up here to a C. So I'm making a C, what we could call a C. We've got E here on the bottom. So we've got ourselves a C chord with a G in there, which is fine. Okay? And then we're just adding in this E here. Okay? But again, we're more concerned with the sound quality of what we're doing here. Okay? And then as we're playing this, we've got this D, so we call this an add 9 often, but we're also adding this E in here as well. But it just sounds really nice going from here up to here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the B right here, but in doing so, I'm going to deaden out the 5th string underneath it by lightly touching it and killing that string. Okay, so when I go to this note B right here on the 5th string, I kill that string. And then I'm going to go to B flat, and I'm still going to kill that 4th string underneath there. So I'm killing the 4th string on both those chords. So I'm going from a D sus2 to this C, to this B, I'm deadening that string, to the B flat. And I want to keep that open as much as possible because it just sounds really nice. So if I play it, you hear a little bit of Neil Young in there with that chord progression, which I've always thought is just really, really neat. But the cool thing is you've got this sort of D sound in the bottom, but instead of having this here, we're just taking that off to give it this open sound. And then when I go to this B flat, it's still got that on the bottom. So that's a really neat way of approaching certain chords when you play them. Now, I'm also, since we're talking about this, I'm going to show you how I would approach this from a G standpoint as well. So if I was playing a G, for instance, now generally if we want to add F sharp in the bass, we would go to a D and then add F sharp somehow like this, which is great. But again, a really neat way of doing this is you just simply head over to that F sharp, you deaden out the 5th string with this first finger, deaden out that note, and just play it the same way. And again, there's some conflict in pitch in there, and that's okay. That's kind of the fun of this whole thing. And then, for instance, I might go to an E minor by taking this first finger and going down to the 5th string. And there I could either press on the 5th and 4th strings at the same time, excuse me, or I could deaden out the 4th string. Just play it like that. That'd be okay too. So I've got... There I go over to the C like I just did, only this time I'm pressing on both these two the whole time, again to give that consistency. And I've even done stuff like this, where I'll go like this. Now watch this. So there I'm dropping from G to F sharp to F, just keeping this the whole time. I don't know if I remember how it goes, but there's a song by Collective Soul. Oh yeah, that one goes like this. Haven't done that one in a long time. But you can see the G is staying consistent, and I'm just moving from G to F to C to B flat. So I'm making this little square with my bass notes. Trying to remember how it goes. Yeah, something like that. So again, a really neat way, you see this in all kinds of different songs. Just lots of different songs will use these descending bass sounds. So again, a really great sort of platform for you to explore to make some really fun sounds with your guitar.